I'm glad you mentioned predatory lending. Again, I was speaking to a black female business owner who said that she was given increased rates on her loan because of her background and because of her ethnicity. Um, so can you speak about this issue? How is this legal? What are you doing to fight it?
How is predatory lending legal?
Yes, and what are you doing to fight it? What are you doing for your small
Sure.
business owners to get equal treatment, fair treatment?
Yeah, I mean, well, this is a huge issue. So, first and foremost, there are no federal protections for small business owners against these types of lending products,
Hmm.
right? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that came out of the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Act after the financial crisis, when there were those predatory home loans being made, those protections were not extended for small business owners, which means it's up to each state to protect its own small business owners against those types of practices. So here in California, we have what's called the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation.
Hmm.
Um, and the kind of hallmark legislation that protects small business owners in California was passed in 2018. It was the nation's very first truth in lending legislation for small business owners. And it essentially requires that all commercial financing products must provide an APR. You know, when you open up a credit card envelope in the mail, you open it up and you see in big bold letters the APR
Yeah,
associated. That
yeah.
doesn't exist for small business owners. And so how are they supposed to know how much these loans
What?
cost?
Seriously? So they
And
sign up to something that they have no idea what the future cost is.
they have the ideas that are given to them, right? Well, it depends on how fast you pay it back. You can pay it back in 3 months, you could pay it back in 6 months, and on it costs this. But really what we see is that on average, small business owners are taking out online loans at an average APR of 94%. And that is
What?
average. I have seen 200,
94%.
three
That's
hundred, 400% APR associated with these loans. And because of SB 1235, which was passed in 2018, lenders are still able to make those loans.
yeah.
But they have to disclose how much they cost. So at least a small business owner is able to make an informed decision. And this year, SB 33 continues to require that APR disclosure.
Hmm.
So if APR is, if SB 33 does not pass, which it will, but if it doesn't, then lenders are no longer required to disclose that APR to small business owners, which is going to be disastrous for small business owners of
Yeah.
color, especially like the one you were talking about, because these are the small business owners that are least likely able to get a loan through your traditional financing establishment, Bank of America, you know, your community bank even.
And how
There
are you then supposed to compare these loans if you don't have an APR?
I
Like, how
mean,
do you compare loans between different banks?
lenders will say that they have their own calculations that they think are better than APR.
Mm.
Um, but they think that they're better because they tend not to demonstrate exactly how expensive they are. And lenders will also tell you to read the fine print.
Wow. And do you provide any financial advice to these
No,
small
no.
businesses? Oh.
I do not provide that kind of technical assistance to small
Hmm.
business owners. I leave that to the experts, the small business development centers,
Hmm.
or other technical assistance providers, and then of course our amazing consortium of CDFIs throughout the state. We have community lenders throughout the state that do disclose APR,
Hmm.
and more than just disclosing APR, they provide that high touch support to a small business owner because they want the small business owner to be able to afford the loan, to pay it back, and eventually move up the economic ladder so that one day they will be eligible for a more traditional loan through your community bank or credit union.
What is the bill you mentioned that would make APR, that would make banks disclose it?
SB 33.
SB 33. What do you think are the chances that this will pass?
I think the chances are good. I think that the um I think we've been working as well as we can. SB 1235 passing in 2018 provided a really strong framework for this bill.
Mm-hmm.
All this does is eliminate one provision to be able to allow that APR disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important to remain cautiously optimistic, especially when the folks on the other side are very have resources, a lot of resources to spend against lobbying against a bill.
Correct. Yeah, that's always the issue. Lobbyists are more powerful than trade associations or any type of business association.